guys, Nate from Richard's Guitar Studio, and this is the second video of our second series on pentatonic scales. And today we're going to talk about changing keys, and we're going to use the minor pentatonic scale, and you could also do the blues scale for this. So minor pentatonic and blues are interchangeable. So if you prefer to practice the blues scales, then that's fine. You can do that with what we're doing today. I would say though that if you haven't completely mastered and memorized all 5 patterns from the first series of lessons, actually the very first lesson, the 5 diagrams, do that first before trying this video, because it's not going to work unless you know the 5 patterns from memory. So we did the key of A minor, and today we're going to use 3 keys to move the scales to different parts of the guitar. So the first one we're going to start with is the key of F sharp minor, or F sharp blues if you're doing blues scales. So F sharp is on the 2nd fret, and we're going to start off by just doing your root position minor pentatonic scale on the 2nd fret. The same fingering you did before, just now on F sharp. Now, the first goal for this is to figure out what the 5 notes are in the F sharp minor pentatonic scale. So you play the first 5 notes of that scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and those are the letters that you have to figure out. So we have F sharp, the next one is A, then we have B, then we have C sharp, and then we have E. So F sharp, A, B, C sharp, A. So the next thing you can do is try to do a single string scale on the low E string, because what that's going to do is that's going to help you actually locate where you're going to play all of those 5 diagrams that we learned before. So the root position scale is our root, or the one in our scale, which is F sharp. Remember, we don't have a second, we don't have any G's. So our A note, that's called our 3rd. So F sharp is A is the 3rd. The next note we had was B, so that's going to be on the 7th fret, and that's the 4th letter. Then we have C sharp, that's the 5th of the scale, and that's on the 9th fret. And then we don't have a 6th, if you remember from our theory sheet, we don't have a 6th, so there are no D's in this scale. And then we skip to an E, which is the 12th fret. And then we could go to the octave, which is F sharp, on the 14th fret. So now we have a single string scale: F sharp, A, B, C sharp, E, F sharp. Alright, so basically, now that we know where those notes are on the low E string, we can place all of our minor pentatonic scales right on top of those notes. So our root position, F sharp. Alright, then our 3rd position scale goes on A, which is the 3rd letter from F, or F sharp. Then B was our 4th, so we're going to start on B and play the 4th position scale. The 5th is C sharp, so we're going to play the 5th position scale. And we don't have a 6th, so then we go to the 7th, which is E, and play the 7th position scale. Then we can play the octave, F sharp, root position scale up here. And if you wanted to keep going to the higher frets, you could do the 3rd position, and so on. So that's basically how you position. So if you're playing a song in F sharp minor, Crazy Train, actually the first riff is in F sharp minor, or some sort of F sharp blues thing, they're all the positions, and you can play anywhere on the guitar using that system. So okay, so that's an example in F sharp, and you can try that on your own and practice that. You might even try to find a backing track in the key of F sharp and improvise using the scales in a different position. Our next key that we're going to try is B, the B pentatonic scale. So we're going to take our B on the 7th fret and play the root position scale. Alright, then again the process is that you find the first 5 notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and name them. So we have a B, we have a D, E, F sharp, and A. So root, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 7th. So we can make a single string scale out of this. B, D, E. Now for the F sharp, I'm going to go down to the 2nd fret because I don't want to go way too high up on the guitar. I want to be able to use all this area as well. So I'm going to go B, root, D is the 3rd, E is the 4th, F sharp is the 5th, A is the 7th, and then back to B is the root. Alright, so B, D, E, F sharp, A, B. You could, if you wanted to, do the F sharp and the A way up here. That's fine. But I want to position the scale so I know, the whole neck. So so again, you go through the process. B is your root position. D is the 3rd, so that's our 3rd position. The reason, remember, D is the 3rd is because we don't have any C's. We don't have a C or a C sharp note. So that's the 2nd. We don't have any seconds. E is the 4th, so we do the 4th position scale. F sharp is the 5th, so we do the 5th position scale. We don't have any G's, which would be the 6th, so we don't have a 6th position, so we go to the 7th position on A. We can go back to our root position scale. Alright. One good thing to maybe try to look up is a jam track or a guitar backing track to Comfortably Numb by Pink Floyd, because that's in the key of B minor, the outro solo. So you could use all of those different positions of the scale to improvise over that. Okay, we'll do one more. This one is the key of E minor. Now this one you can play 12th fret root position scale, or you could arrange this scale for the open position. So instead of doing 1-4, 1-3, 1-3, you just take one number off. So 0-3, 0-2, 0-2, etc. instead of 1-4, 1-3. Right? So so it would be 0-3, 0-2, 0-2, 0-2, 0-3, 0-3. Alright, so you could do your root position scale there or up on the 12th fret, doesn't matter. I'm going to start on the low E though. Alright, so that's our E minor pentatonic scale. So we name the first 5 notes: E, G, A, B, and D. So we have E as our root, G is our 3rd, we don't have an F, so we don't have a 2nd, and we're going to play our 3rd position scale. A is the 4th, B is the 5th position. We don't have a C or a C sharp, so we don't have any 6th position scale, and then we have D is the 7th. And then you can go to E, the root position at the octave. So you could look up, a guitar backing track like Back in Black by AC/DC or something like that, or an E blues backing track, something like that, and practice the E minor pentatonic scale all around the neck. So basically, what I think you should do is, if you've already mastered the key of A minor, is to then take this process and start learning other keys. And you're going to find that figuring out the notes and applying them to the scale positions is the most effective way to move around the neck. So rather than learning it only with the diagrams and learning how the scales link up, like the pattern from getting from the root position to the 3rd position to the 4th position to the 5th, rather than doing it that way, if you already know all of the positions, you don't always have to start on the root position and then figure all the other ones out as you go. If you're improvising and you want to start at a higher point on the neck, or a middle point, or a low point on the neck, you can just go to that scale pattern. So for example, if we're playing in the key of E minor, but I don't want to start up there. Let's say that's a little too high and I want my solo to kind of build up to that high point and play some cool bends high up on the guitar there. Maybe I'll start on the 4th position scale, because I know that's going to place me in the middle of the guitar over here, or towards that end of the guitar. So I know A is my 4th, so I have my scale here. So maybe I'll start around here. Now I'm going to move up a little bit. Solo, I'm going to keep going higher. Alright, so I can move higher and higher and make my solo more intense. Or the opposite, if you wanted to start extremely high on the guitar and move down or whatever. But this is one effective way of being able to control your solos, rather than always being locked into whatever part of the guitar the root position scale is on, and that's where you're going to start all the time. You want to have a little bit more control over the phrasing and the structure of the solo. Alright, so any questions, feel free to email us, richards@richardsguitarstudio.com.